If you clicked on this video, you're most likely looking for a really good haircutting system that's easy to follow and takes the stress away from your job. That's exactly what I'm going to be bringing you today, and we're doing it with the Tomb 45 clipper and trimmer set. I'll tell you guys more about that in a moment, but let's get right into it, guys. The consultation is super important. Find out how long your client's going to want his hair, whether it's a scissor trim, whether it's a clipper trim, but in this case, we're going to be going in with the number 6 and an against the grain cut. Now, this means that he wants it cut nice, tight, and even. If the hair is growing forward, we cut it backwards. If the hair is growing to the left, we cut it to the right. And if the hair is cutting to the right, we cut it to the left. You just want to get the clipper guard up under the root of the hair and give everything a nice, solid trim. So the fading system that we're going to use today, guys, it is completely universal. It can be used on straight hair, on curly hair, on high fades, low fades, tapers. We're going to be breaking down how simple barbering truly can be. I've been a barber, I've been licensed since 2018, and it's taken me a long time to really get to the point where I could feel confident and comfortable no matter who walks through the door. And I want to help you get to that point quicker, guys. So I'll be breaking down the system today. So leave your comments down below and let me know, do you change your hair cutting system based on the type of haircut or the type of hair texture sitting in your chair? That's really important to recognize. We're going to be starting off here with the clipper all the way closed, guys. A lot of YouTubers are going to tell you to go ahead and put the bald line in with the trimmer. And it's not that it's not bad advice. Like, you can get a fade done with a very nice, very precise line if you go in with the clipper all the way closed. But trust me, over these years of experience, I have found that putting in the guideline with the clipper all the way closed is so much of an easier process to fade out compared to if I were to put in the line with the trimmers. I like to keep things really simple when I cut, guys. I have one clipper, one trimmer, one shaver out at the top of my station at all times. Like, I'll have one of each go-to tool, because if I start to have a soft trimmer, a hard trimmer, a medium trimmer, you know, that, number one, it clutters up my space. The station looks terrible. And at the same time, it slows me down because now I have to hesitate and wait, which trimmer am I going to use now? No, guys, I like to keep my tools exactly how they are, and it's going to make sense because this will be a fade down process. By the time that we get fading down, you're going to notice how much easier it is to fade out the clipper closed line. And don't worry about the bulk at the bottom. I'll explain why I do this in detail at the end of the video, so stick around for that. The next guide that we're going to do here is with the half guard with the lever closed. We've already done our primary guideline with clipper closed. Cool. Our secondary guideline, we're not going to move the lever. We're still lever closed with the half guard on now. Now, I like to spread this line out a good bit. If you can do it a finger's width or maybe even an inch wide, just depending on what your needs are, right? If a client wants a super compressed fade, or if they like to see a spread of a blend, then give them some more space. But the half guard closed is going to be so much easier for you guys fading, man, because I also used to do what all these other YouTubers are telling you, right? No guard, open, and set that half line in. But when we're fading down and we get back to the bottom, when we get back down to this line to fade it out, trust me when I say it is so much easier to fade from plastic to plastic than it is to fade from plastic to metal. Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying, continue to watch the tutorial because you'll see it all come together. But think about it, guys. We got our primary line and secondary line. We're going to fade all the way down, right? We're going to use our 1.5 guard, and then we're going to use the half guard. By the time we return back down to this and we're at the half open, we're going to slowly close that half guard, and it will perfectly match with this half guard all the way closed. Again, if it's an unfamiliar concept with you, stick with me in this video and you're going to see it come together, guys. Everything that I teach you in today's video and all of my videos that I post is for the sake of taking away the stress from you cutting hair. So here we are with the 1.5 guard open. Now, I like to use the 1.5 guard open for this next step because when the 1.5 is open, it still leaves the hair pretty dark, as you can see here, right? But if I can control my hand motions, I can keep my clipper elevated in my hand. I can keep my motions directly up and down. I'm using the shape of my client's head as a ramp for the clipper to launch up and off his head. This is going to help me, number one, build shape. Number two, it's going to help me remove bulk, so that way I can I can make it, you know, it could be easier for me to fade, right? And then number 3, it's still going to maintain a darkness that will allow me to play with the gradients of the fade, right? We can still control the darkness, and we don't have, you know, we don't have somebody who's scalped on the side, okay? And it's like, oh, you completely lost the illusion of having this mid fade or this low fade that you wanted, okay? So keep it tight at the bottom and float your way up and off the head. And this is all with the lever open, like I said, because it leaves it dark enough. But now it's time to lighten it up. So we're gonna close that lever on the same exact guard, the 1.5, and we're just gonna work incrementally lower than where we just were. So we cleared out the bulk with the 1.5 open, but now we're just gonna move a micrometer down below where we were and do the same motions over and over again with the 1.5 guard all the way closed. This is how you start to layer together these different lengths, and you're gonna start to see the illusion of all these hairs blending together. Okay, so rock your way all the way around the head, and we're gonna keep on working your way down. Now think about the next step. We're thinking forward. How else are we gonna fade this line out? If you're not comfortable at all, you could use the 1 here, but I'm gonna skip that. I'm gonna return back down to the half guard that I started with, this time with the lever open. Now, you're gonna notice here, do you remember in the beginning of this, I said that it's easier to fade from plastic to plastic than it is to fade from plastic to metal, right? How we set that secondary guideline in with the half closed. This is where we're gonna watch that process come together. So I'm gonna start here with this half guard all the way open, and I'm floating my way. Notice I'm using the same exact motion. I have my clipper elevated up into my hand, and I am floating my way up and off my client's head, using the shape of his head as a ramp, right? Now, why did I skip the 1 guard? Number 1, it's going to be more efficient if I don't have to use every single one of my guards, right? You think about it, I used the 1.5 and I floated all the way up into a 6. How did I do that? I could have used my 6 closed, my 5 open, my 5 closed, my 4 open, my 4 closed, 3 open, 3 closed, 2 open, 2 closed, 1.5 open. There you go. Now we got to the 1.5. I could have used all those guards, but it truly would have just wasted my time and the client's time. If you can control the motion of your hand, tight at the bottom, floating your way up and off the head, you'd be surprised how many different lengths you could skip. That's why there's some barbers on Instagram, like Shape Cuts, for example. He won't use any guards at all. He will float all the way through with just a blade. I'm not that confident in my skill set yet. I've done it before, but it's not something that I regularly do. Here's what happens. The 1.5 guard closed is equivalent to what? A 1 guard open, right? Cool. Now think about the half guard all the way open is equivalent to what? A 1 guard all the way closed. So what are you missing there? We've already covered the 1 open. We've already covered the 1 closed. It's just the 1 with the little lever about halfway in the middle, right? You don't think that with the proper hand motions, you can float through that area right there? What I'm doing, you can see my motions. You don't think I can cover just that little area of that 1 guard with the lever halfway closed? You know, once that concept locks into your head, guys, fading is going to be so much simpler. Okay. It helps to have a really dope tool in your hand, guys, and that's why I'm using the Tomb 45 clipper and trimmer set today. There's a few cool things about this clipper. For example, number 1, it charges multiple ways. You can charge it wirelessly on a regular wireless charging pad. You can charge it on a dock using the Tomb 45 power pods, or you can charge it on the USB-C cable. Also, in a whole nother way, if you have the classic Babyliss cables, you can charge it that way too. Now, using the wireless features and the dock features, whichever you prefer, it really helps you keep an organized station. And that's also part of why I like to just have 1 clipper, 1 trimmer, 1 shaver, because everything has a spot and it helps me move more efficiently throughout my day. So I don't have to stress too much about like, oh, where did I put my half guard? Where did I put my clipper? Where's my shaver? Everything has a spot that it rests on when not in use. So the links are in the description if you want Amazon to ship it really quickly to your house, but also YouTube shopping. It has the links in the tag products. So whatever you guys prefer, you can cop yours today. Now look, we're coming back down to that very bottom line, guys, right? We did the clipper all the way closed to set in that bald line. And what easier to fade out the clipper closed than using the clipper closed itself. I'm gonna be breaking through that line. I'm gonna go up to and break through that bald line that we put in at the very beginning of this haircut. Now, I'm breaking through it so that way I could just soften it up a little bit, right? Then, this is where the anxiety would set in for me. Okay, and now I have to fade my way higher up into the fade. Now, if you look at your lever, right, you're gonna open up to the very first notch and you're gonna push that line a little bit higher. And yes, this is where the anxiety sets in. Man, I'm gonna make this low fade a high fade, right? But you have to understand that the lever is what's gonna allow you to cut longer. So when you hit that second notch, now you're cutting higher, but you are cutting longer. And then you open a little more, you're cutting a little longer, you go a little higher. Then again, a little longer, a little higher, a little longer, a little higher. Before you know it, by the time you are all the way open with this lever, you are floating perfectly into the panel that you set, your secondary guideline, your half guard closed, you are floating right up into that area. Of course, there's always time to blend and detail and do more work, you know, after. But if you can get through this system following everything to the T, you are gonna see results, guys. Look at how easily this area is fading out. Okay, so we're pretty much wrapped up here with this section here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the back section and we're gonna do the same. Clipper closed, breaking through that line. Push that lever a little bit more open. You're cutting a little bit longer so we can go a little bit higher. Cool. Now, push the lever open again. We're a little longer so we can go a little higher. And we're gonna do this over and over and over, guys. Look, we took care of that little section there. Cool. Push the lever open again. Now we're going a little bit higher, guys. So have the confidence of, yes, I'm gonna be higher in the fade, and my touch probably has to get a little lighter. Look at how I got my clipper tilted here, right? I'm using the corners of the blade sometimes. I'm never really fully pressing flat against the head, but doing this lever play makes it possible. Again, here we go. Clipper closed, I'm breaking through that line. I'm just softening it up a little bit. One lever right there at the first notch, a little longer, I'm pushing a little bit higher. And again, we're just gonna do this over and over and over again. So definitely something to think about, guys. I want to hear your feedback and leave your comments down below. Does this method of fading take away the anxiety that you feel going into these haircuts? Do you feel like, and do you believe that this system can be applied to multiple hair textures and multiple hairstyles? Because I use it like that all day, every day. Same tools, same system. I have no more stress when I cut hair these days, and it's a beautiful thing, and I want to pass that on to you guys. Now, this is probably something that we can dive into a little bit deeper in other videos. Leave a comment down below if it's something that you're interested in. But if you notice, I'm using that same concept of floating down and floating up, right? Very light touches with the clipper, you know, applying pressure at the top of the beard, for example, and floating my way down, still using the shape of his cheek, for example, the side of his head, as a ramp to launch that clipper down and off his head. You know, it's the same concept, guys. Look at how easily, when you have the right hand motion, that you can actually, you know, blend these different layers together. You know, a lot of times I remember I used to have to use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1.5 to be able to blend a sideburn in like this. But the truth is, you can do it. Look at this motion. Floating, pressure at the top, float it down. You know, same thing with the mustache here, guys. So yeah, you know, like I said, we can dive into it more if you want to. But you know, that'll be a by requesting. So leave the comment down below and let me know if that's something you want. But here we are, guys. We're pretty much coming towards the end. All we have to do now is finish the job that we started here with the same trimmer, guys. Zoom 45 FX trimmer. Again, same exact thing as the clipper. Wireless, multiple different charging options, including the wireless, including the docks and stuff. Both of the blades, guys, on the clipper and on the trimmer, they never get hot. I forgot to mention that earlier in this video, because that's the biggest thing that helps me keep just one clipper, one trimmer, one shaver on my station at all times. If my blades don't get hot, there's no need for me to do the switch up, right? So, and by the way that I'm using these right now, they are how they are set out the box. They do pretty good lines. They take bulk out really, really well. It kind of gives you that wiggle room. So if you do cut with a heavy hand, the Zoom 45 trimmer definitely is something you can use straight out the box. You can get crispy lines with it. Obviously, some people are going to sharpen it. Some people are going to want to zero gap it more. I'm actually going to be experimenting with, if you guys follow Beam, right? Beam on Instagram and YouTube. He has a new company called Blade Lab, and I already went ahead and placed my order. I'm curious about it. I want to support his business, and let me know in the comments if you're looking forward to seeing what those results look like, because he'll sharpen the blades, he'll modify them, and we'll see how much crispier the edges come out once we get those in hand. I'm really excited for that. He's gonna work on them this week. I'm recording this right now actually on December 16th, so and obviously I schedule my my videos ahead of time. So yeah, keep on the lookout for that, guys. But look, y'all can see, man, this is why it's so simple and so much easier for me to leave the bulk for the end. You could see I've already applied all of my efforts, all of my brain power to that blend area, the little headband area that goes all the way around, and now it's brainless. I don't have to put any effort, I don't have to put any thought into removing the bulk with the trimmer all the way down here at the bottom. It can go skin tight, and we're gonna follow up with the shaver at the very end, so no worries on that, guys. But what we're gonna get into next is the lineup too, and you can see my client doesn't have the strongest lineup, right? We need to kind of work with what he has, so we're gonna start in the very middle, clip away the widow's peak. Only do this if your client asks you to do so in the consultation. Some people are going to want it fully natural, but my client likes to have it a little bit cleaned up. He doesn't want me to push him in too far or anything like that, but just even it out a little bit. So instead of me starting all the way on the left and then working my all the way to the right, I can break this lineup from one difficult job to two smaller jobs. Tackle the left, then tackle the right. So start in the middle and then attack your way to one corner. Return to the middle, and then you can start attacking the opposite corner. Okay, so like I said, that's something that can help you kind of have a system of checks and balances while you're lining them up. You can make sure that it's being lined up. Like once I finish up this side, I return to the middle and I observe him, right? I kind of look at how the lineup is sitting, if I needed to go up a little bit more, if it's sitting right, if I'll be able to perfectly replicate that on the opposite side. And then you just do that. Then you just return to the middle and you work your way off to the other corner. And you can work your way back and forth, making small adjustments if you need to. But it's pretty cool how simple it can be when you break it up into two smaller jobs. So guys, we are getting very close to the end of this service, man. What we're gonna do next is he likes to keep his beard nice and tall, nice and wide, doesn't want to push it in too much or make it unnatural. So I just take that blade and I run it right up to the corner of his lip. It's always nice to have a client who can puff out their cheek, like fill their cheek with air. That kind of creates that tension automatically that you need to give them a nice straight line there next to it. And if you notice, my thumb also pulls the skin where I need to have a little bit of a curve, right? Because obviously it's called a straight blade because the blade is straight. How can I get a curved line? By pulling the skin nice and tight, you cut that straight line, and when you release, you have a nice soft curve that matches their skin, or that just matches their head shape. So we're gonna go ahead and run the same thing over here on this side over again, puffing out the cheek when he can, and then as you get higher, you'll apply more pressure to pulling and stretching the skin. That's the only way that you can get a curved line. But man, like, I love how this is looking, guys. Look at the fade with the light hitting it and everything like that. That's how you know you truly have a good fading system, man. And like I said, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what your feedback is on this. And here's another thing too, guys, going down with the grain with the foil shaver. If you go downwards first, it creates such a much softer transition that's easier to work with. But guys, here we are. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all the finished product right now. A couple shots I took here on the phone, man, and I appreciate you guys tuning in, bro. Thank you so much for the comments and the subscriptions. Share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the 6-Figure Barber Mentorship. If you guys need that business coaching, that link is in the description below. I'll catch y'all in the next video.